Hey guys, just thought I'd give you a quick update on the project on old Project Rascal, the 1953 LS powered Chevy farm truck. Let's jump in and take it for a spin, shall we? So we're in the truck. There's going to be some rattles and some shakes, so just try to bear with me on this audio. Hopefully we'll capture it. But we're going to go out on the road, take it for a little shakedown cruise, see what kind of driving street manners she has. Again, we've got, I'll tell you about the components here. Let's get going. So for suspension, obviously it's got independent front suspension with the kit from Scott's Hot Rods. That's an IFS kit based on Mustang 2 geometry, but it's all custom welded kit. Really tightens up the front end. The truck I've got sitting significantly lower than stock ride height, and you can really tell that it's sporty beyond what anything that the factory put out for these old trucks. So the IFS up front, we've got a power rack and pinion, which was with that kit. I've also got big disc brakes all the way around, front and rear, which makes it just brake super nice. Again, with these modern components, the truck drives so much better than anything it did from the factory. It's crazy. Again, I hope you're hearing me okay. I haven't done any soundproofing to this cab. It's all metal, so it's like I'm in a tin can right now. But there's a lot of work to be done. I still need to pour 15 the roof. I need to put in the Dynamat Extreme. I'm going to do that all the way around, make it way more quiet in here, because it's pretty noisy. But it's not from any of the suspension rattles and stuff. That's all very tight, which is nice. The LS variant that I have, the L96 6-liter, delivers really smooth, reliable power. Like every time I'm driving on these roads that there's curves and stuff, it really just makes you want to drive it a little quicker than you normally would on this old truck. Very spirited, reacts well, very predictable. Nothing like the original truck drove. Now, I wouldn't say that I've got this set up to do any kind of autocross or anything wild, but it runs real strong, really strong. The thing with this truck, it's an absolute farm truck from the outside, but I can literally drive this 500 miles right now without even doing any kind of trip preparation or worrying about how reliable anything's going to be. You can get in it and go all day, no problem. The primary function that it has for me is that of a work truck. I've put in gravel and bark for landscaping, and I've hauled heavy rocks and firewood in the back. This truck was a work truck originally and still is a work truck for me. Even though I've gone through and updated all the mechanicals, everything underneath is still raw, like really rusty sheet metal, is very modern now, very reliable, and I think it is a nod to the pedigree of this work truck that I found it on a farm out in Montana, and it continues to be that farm truck for me. Exhaust, I think, is very subdued. I've got MagnaFlow mufflers on it, which are nice. Nothing over the top loud. It does a little bit. It gets noisy when you're driving right now, and I think that's going to be completely eliminated when I finally get to the soundproofing. Again, you can see up here in the roof, there's still some surface rust I have to address with the Pour 15, really get through. But man, the truck, it really is so fun to drive. I love it. Another nice thing about it is because it's a automatic, it's really, really easy and convenient. There's nothing tricky about it. truck has plenty of power. I don't have any kind of aggressive tires or wheels on this right now. It's just regular steel wheels, kind of understated. I had the chrome hubcaps on for a long time, but decided to pull those off. The clips I couldn't get. I had to fab them up, but the clips just weren't working correctly. So I went with just your standard steel wheels, which I think look really nice. And it's the Coker white wall tires. Nothing that you would ever see on like a street rod at all. It's very much subdued, kind of understated truck, which I really like. I mean, looking from the outside, nobody ever suspects that this is an LS truck, nor that it's got four-wheel disc brakes, or that it's got independent front suspension, or that it's got power rack and pinion. The thing is nuts. It really handles and drives really nice. There is some stuff that I have to do to the doors, adding some weather stripping. It'll help them seal up. Not sure if you can tell, but there's some shakes, there's some rattles. The doors don't fit correct yet. They will. Doesn't that sound good? The old farm truck gets around, that's for sure. In the next month or so, I'm going to try to set up some actual legitimate driving shots, get you guys a better view and sound of what this exhaust sounds like from the back, because this thing is phenomenal. Again, it's such a sleeper. I get a lot of the people wanting to chat about it when they see this thing, because at first look, it really looks like it doesn't belong on the road. It looks a little bit too ratty for something that's still driving around, but upon closer inspection, it's got a lot of things that I love, but also that catch people's attention. It doesn't look like a truck you could jump in and drive anywhere, but you absolutely can. A lot of neighbors out right now. Sure if you can tell, but I've got a lot of the window trim off. So since last time you saw the truck, I replaced all of the flat glass, which was all broken. Now it's all brand new glass all the way around. I still have to put the trim back on, so it looks a little bit rougher right now than it will. I'm gonna have my brother media blast it, and take it all the way down to bare metal, put on a nice coat black paint, get it looking proper again, and then put the trim back on. And you know, really the rest of this project will be pretty straightforward. It's really just consists of buttoning up the interior, working through a couple of the issues that I mentioned on the outside of the truck, and very straightforward. Again, I don't know if a project is ever complete, but from my perspective, there's nothing holding me back from enjoying this one. It's on the road, I'm putting miles on it, I'm driving it. Man, this truck is fun. I love it. So since you guys saw the update last, you can see I went ahead and replaced the cab corner down here. That's just some black primer. I'm going to try to figure a way to fade in some blue paint to make it look like it's all original, but fix that. I did a little bit of metal work up here, fix that. There's obviously no rust repair yet, and for the most part I don't want to fix it so that it looks perfect. I really enjoy this farm truck look of the truck. So you know, there's another big like rust, exposed rust there, and obviously this is probably the worst, most noticeable spot, but I think I am going to probably address that a little bit and try to get just some rough blue paint to cover that back up, just so I don't have any kind of decay with the truck being out. Another update that I did, you'll notice I put on these mirrors. Really cool mirrors. I love them. That style was just perfect for this truck. Really sets it off and was functional now that I've got, both mirrors on both sides. So that was a pretty cool new change. Another thing that I did, obviously, is new handle hardware on the outside. That was nice. I put in seat belts. That was pretty cool. Let's see. I've got some work to do in the interior. I've basically pulled all the panels off. I've got a lot of new parts to go on. I pulled off all the trim. I'm still having a problem getting the windshield to seal up. Every time I drive this in the rain, there's drips that start coming down through this middle channel right here and starts dripping. And over here, I get drips in this corner. So I have to probably pull the glass back out and address what is in that window channel that's not preventing things from draining correctly. Probably do a little bit of metal work and reapply POR 15 to try to fix that. But yeah, you can tell there's nothing been done on the inside yet. Obviously, the floors have been POR 15, but I haven't done any kind of sound deadener yet. My plan is to put in the Dynamat Extreme, really seal it up, put it even in through the doors too, to make sure that any road noise or rattles and shakes from the outside is minimized as much as possible. I also plan on running it in the ceiling up here after I do POR 15 to really fix that. Let's see. I used to have the chrome hubcaps on here, and I pulled those off, obviously, because I like the look of just the black wheels a little bit better. I don't think I've done anything else to the truck other than what you guys have seen already. It runs and drives beautifully. Let me actually walk through a couple things here in the engine. So again, it's the 6-liter L96. The engine was out of a 2014 Chevy Silverado 2500, and we've got it tucked in there very nice, installed super clean. We had to do a little bit of routing with this steering column to get everything with the linkage to fit correctly and also give enough space that the headers weren't cooking that little joint connection there. I think we've got it dialed in and it's working well. The other trick was with this alternator. We cut in a very nice little trick. I don't know what you'd call that. A notch, I suppose, so that sits in there real nicely. Otherwise, we would have had to do a whole bunch more custom metal work, and this is just one of those inner fenders modified lightly to get that thing to fit. Sometimes when you're doing an LS swap, you got to come up with inexpensive, creative ways to just make stuff work. That's the way to keep your build costs down, or to not spend too much time on little details that once you finish out, you'll never think about again. Got the aluminum radiator. Electric fan, all very modern underneath the sheet metal, which is the look I'm going for. This truck is so reliable. You can hop in it, drive it anywhere, and it's just a pleasure to drive with really responsive steering and brakes and suspension now. There is just no more fun driving experience than driving this old farm truck. I love it.
So did you like that? Did you like what you saw? If you did, click on subscribe and you'll go right to it.